Wouldn't it be awesome if Azula lost her firebending? And I'm saying that if she was captured and Avatar Aang took away her firebending, that would really add a great depth of um, severity to her storyline. And so it would force her to have to learn how to live without bending at all. It would force her to live as a non bender. It would force her to be more self sufficient. It would force her to be vulnerable even more than before, and it would force her to be so vulnerable that she has to maybe rely on others for help, or maybe she has to learn to trust other people, or maybe she has to learn to be just a good person in general. And if she lost her bending, she would lose a great amount of her power because she's very good at being a politician, manipulating and doing all that, political machinations. But she is, without her bending, without her physical powers, and even without her bending, she can still like do all these physical jumps and like moves, and she's pretty agile. So she's got that going for her. But if she lost her firebending, that would be a big rip to her confidence, and she would just not be able to do lightning anymore, and like it would be devastating for her. So I hope in some future story Azula loses her firebending and has to learn how to live without her firebending. And frankly, when Azula was captured in Book 3 of Avatar Last Airbender, Zuko should have just had Aang take away Azula's firebending to make her no longer a threat, and she would have been much easier to deal with. And now with Azula having escaped and being on the run, in the last we saw she was kidnapping Fire Nation children and trying to make Zuko into a tyrant. So that was her the last time we saw, so who knows where she is now. Of course, is she still around in the Legend of Korra? And my guess is maybe, maybe not, who knows? If so, Zuko doesn't seem very concerned because I guess maybe they worked things out, or they reconciled or something. Obviously 70 years is a long time, so really more like 73 years if we go by, or 74 years. So I mean, I wonder how she's doing. Now, as a final note, I never liked how Azula was so overpowered and was just too powerful, and was just beating everyone. She was like beating Aang, beating Zuko, even catching Iroh off guard, beating all the Kyoshi warriors, Suki, and just even giving Toph a hard time. So like, come on, like, she was way too powerful. She's a very likable villain and a very good villain, but still way too powerful. So whenever they make someone too powerful, whether it be a villain or a protagonist, I'm a little like, could you not make them so powerful? But yes, it would be great if Azula lost her firebending and had to deal with the ramifications of not being a bender.